So let's start with lists, also known as arrays. When we see a list represented in code, what we see is that we have something that is assigned to a variable. Just like we've been doing with every data type, we're putting something in a container. The difference between this container and other containers, though, is that what we're doing is we are putting more than one thing in a container. Okay, it's a container that can hold more than one thing at a time. And this is where it gets a little weird. The container can hold any type of data, any number of things, and the container can also hold other containers full of things. Okay, so a list can actually have, as one of its items, another list, which can get confusing, but it allows us to create data in the computer that mirrors real-world scenarios. Question back. It's no, this is not an elif statement. This is just putting something in a container. It's just a variable. It's a data type. So a list data type is just saying this is equal to not just one thing now, not just like ARPet equals dog. It's ARPets equals all of these things, a list of things. You can see here that when we assign the data to the variable, we're using the assignment operator, but we're also using square brackets. When we see square brackets around a list, what that tells us is that it's a list type variable or an array. And you can see each item in that list is separated by a comma. So it's a comma separated list of strings in this case. So ARPets equals the list that contains dog, cat, fish, and bird. There are a few things that are specific to lists that you need to understand about this variable type. Okay. The first thing is that they are ordered. What that means is every time I use this list after I assign it, these things are going to stay in this order. Dog is always going to be first, then cat, then fish, then bird. That order will not change unless I explicitly change it. They are also indexed. What that means is each one is assigned a number that represents their order in that list. It starts with 0. The first item in a list is always index 0. Then 1, 2, 3. This is a 4-item list, but the index starts at 0 and the highest index is 3. That'll catch you off guard sometimes if you're not paying attention, so always remember that the first item in a list is 0. Lists are what we call mutable. All that means is you can change what's in a list. You can change the order. You can change the value of any of the items in the list. You can even change the data type to something else. Also, a list can contain any object, anything. It can contain any type of object, any combination of objects, including a list, including other objects that we'll learn about later on in the class.